Hey everyone, it's Bobby, and I have a new little mini album to share with you today. This is using the Summer Market by Carta, Balla. And if you remember, let me get my bigger one out that I just did. Got it in a bag here so it stays nice and clean. If you remember this one that I just did, the smoothie recipe album, it's the same paper. I just had a lot of small pieces left. That's the inside of the smoothie album, and if you didn't see that, I'll put a link to the tutorial and the walkthrough on that in the description box. But this is just smaller papers left over from that larger project. So this one is a 4.5 by 6. It's 4.5 this way, 6 this way, has a 1-inch spine. I didn't put anything on it, and the back is very plain as well. So this little flap lifts up, and you can put something under here if you wish. I didn't. I felt like it was busy enough for me anyway. I just have a couple little stickers on the photo mat under there, and there is a magnet. This is a pocket if you want to put something in it, but I didn't want to cover up the truck. I thought it was so cute. So I have that little piece of ephemera, or this one would work in there. But they both kind of cover up the truck, but you know, that's up to you, whatever you want to do. I did use the black and white check ribbon that Tammy sent with the paper. And it opens this way, and on the inside front cover you have a little pocket, kind of a folder pocket, and I have 2 of the cut aparts in there. I added a sticker to this one, and have a photo mat on the back, another sticker that says Sunny Days, and this one just has a piece of the border trim on it. This is one of the cut aparts. I love the phrase on it, everything good, everything magical happens between the months of June and August. I thought that was so pretty, and then I cut a little strip of the camper paper to put down at the bottom. This does have a magnet. You have an area here for photo or journaling. This little sticker says locally grown, so if you wanted to put something under it, you could. That's a little too large. But there is a magnet in here, and that holds that piece of ephemera down. And I have a photo mat on the back. Then I have one pocket in the center, and just a 1-page flap. I said one pocket, I have 1 page. It has a pocket and some flaps. This one is loose so that you can tuck something behind it. It's just the yellow and white check. We have a photo mat here, another area for photos. Then this one is loose so that you could put something under it if you wish. Let me get this one, it's smaller. You could put a photo or a journal spot or just another sticker, whatever. This is another one of the little folder style pockets, and it just has one of the cut aparts in it with a photo mat on the back and a little sticker. And that is loose so you can put something under it. On the back side, this is one of the larger areas for photos, and I have a little pocket here. I don't have anything in it yet. A graphic 45 small tag will fit in here. However, it's too tall. You'd have to trim a little bit off of the bottom and around the corners, but that would work. Or this little fella would fit in there. I did not put a magnet on it. I think it'll stay closed by itself in as much as it's inside the flap. Then on the back cover, I have 2 of the graphic 45 small black tags. And like I said, Tammy has these in her store. I don't know if she has them in stock right now. Graphic 45's been kind of behind the 8 ball here lately with the COVID. They've had trouble getting things out, but she normally does have them in her shop, so I would suggest just to check with her and see. And this is a double pocket. There's 2 little small pockets under here, and I just added 1 piece of design paper to cover both. This little pocket opens. We have the truck here, and he's loose so that you can put something behind there. And we have another one of the cut aparts. Says never pass up an opportunity to enjoy the beauty of spring. And I have a photo mat under there with some of the little stickers, some berries, a flower, and a ball jar. And that is my little project. I just thought it was so cute. I do need to add some twine to these, but that's the only thing I don't have in there at this point. So I hope you enjoy this little project. If you make one, please share it with us so we can all enjoy what you've made. Alright, thanks for watching. I will see you back again when I have another tutorial ready. Thanks guys, bye. Okay, this morning I am building a mini. I'm working with my scraps from the Carta Balla Summer Market. And I have built the album using medium weight chipboard and black Artisan Cardstock, and I've wrapped the 3-part album Tammy's flat method. I did add a pocket to the front, a little flap, and I put a photo mat underneath with a couple of the stickers, and it does have a magnet on it. I haven't further embellished the front yet. I don't know if I'll add anything or not. I really like it as is. I used the black and white gingham ribbon that Tammy sent me. And on the inside, all I have done is add a 1-page hinge. So, what I have for the front inside cover is I am going to put a pocket flap that opens out this way so that we can utilize what's underneath. But the first thing I want to do, where's my black? Right there. I don't know where the other black soot is. I kind of like it better because this oxide, it really comes on strong. I don't know where my other black oxide is. Maybe I used it up. Anyway, the oxide instead of the Distress ink, it really is stronger. So instead of inking like that, because I'll get too much black, I'm just going to go along the edges just to cover up some of that white. I was inking a page yesterday and oh, it got too inky. So I'm going to lay this down right along my edge, piece of the stripe paper, and then I'll put my pocket in here. Now I'm using this Barely Art glue. I've used it so far for this album. I kind of have mixed feelings about it right now, so I'm going to reserve any judgment until I finish using it. It says it dries clear, but you see, can you see these little dull spots there? That's glue, and I don't think it should do that, but we'll see. I'll continue on and see how it does. Tammy had sent me this to try. I think she received a few packages of it, and she did a drawing for the design team, and I was one of the lucky ones that got to try it, so I'm pleased with that. So there is that little strip. Now we have this pocket, and it will be on your cut list. I have scored it, on 3 sides. Make sure when you do this, see mine overlap a little bit, and you don't want them to overlap because that gives you just extra bulk that you don't need. Plus, when you burnish it, your tool will make a shiny mark where those two overlap, and you don't want that. Just don't go into your score line. Just a hair off of this. Let me see if these overlap. Those are okay. And then you'll want to taper it at the top. So let's burnish again. I already did once, but can't really burnish too much because you do want a nice crisp edge. Let me put this over here out of the way. So let's put some glue on this. And this came with 3 different tips. It came with a fine, a medium, or a fine and ultra fine, and then a cap that you can put on it at night so that you can clean your tips out, which I like that. I thought that was a good idea. But if you get too much glue, it's going to ooze everywhere. So I think it's a little bit thinner than the art glitter glue. So let's match our corners here. Get our little pocket put together. And I'll add design paper to that later. I just cut one piece to put on the back here of the cover, the base of the cover. Now we still have this little 1/2 inch flap, and that is going to attach to this, and then we'll put it down with just a little bit of space. But I am going to have to trim this a little bit, I'm sure. I'm just going to kind of eyeball this and center it from top to bottom. And I'm going to glue it right to that base. And you don't have to taper these top pieces of this flat because it doesn't go all the way to the top. So that's no big deal. So let's push it in. Little ooze there. That'll be our pocket flap, and see, it will lift up. I am going to put a magnet under there though. I don't want to use ribbon because I'm afraid the ribbon will pull on this edge. Let me get a magnet. We'll put it on the bottom of the back side of my pocket. Things are always hard to get a hold of. And as long as it's away from the edge, I'll be okay. So we'll put that there. That was a positive, so we need a negative. There it goes. Okay. So let's get placement on this, see how much I need to trim off. I need to trim off just a hair. I'll just take a tiny bit at a time till I get it where I want it. I'm just going to take a smidge off of it. Still just a tiny bit more. Don't want it to go over that score line. I think I needed to change my blade. Yep. I don't want it to tear my paper. Getting kind of rough to push along. I'm going to have to put a new blade in there. Okay, that will be perfect. Now we can ink this. Inking tool. Oh, rolled around here. Just catch that edge. Yes. Okay, so we can glue this down. And you put a little bit more here. I don't feel like that's good enough. You can always wipe it off if it oozes. Alright, so let's put this down. Just like that. Haven't seen any use yet. Okay, we look good. So there's the front cover. Now for the page, the pocket page. I'm going to start building it, but I'm going to put it in last, after I get the back and everything done. So this is going to be the one pocket that is going to sit on this hinge, like this. And then we're going to have this flap on the front of it. And we're going to round the corners on that. So let me go ahead and round that. Since I rounded the others, it would look kind of silly, I think, not in keeping with the rest of the album. And this little piece is on your cut list. Alright, let me see if this is going to sit over the hinge or if it's going to be tight. It's going to be a little bit tight, but you can always trim your corners there just to make it slide easier. So all I'm going to do is, I don't need to trim that off. I was getting ready to miter it, but I don't need to because it doesn't go all the way to the top. So there's that, and that. And we'll attach that to the base. Line up this corner and this corner. I like to kind of stack them, make sure the bottoms are even. There we go. Now this little piece is scored twice, giving us a little gusset. Okay, we're on this center pocket. Now I did trim, had to replace the battery, so while I had the camera off I just went ahead and trimmed these corners because my pocket was a little bit tight, but if yours is not, that's fine. If it is, just trim off the points, and then you don't want to lay it all the way down to the score line. You want to leave it just shy of it a little bit so that it has the mobility to flap up and down. And on the back, oh, let's finish this first. Lose my train of thought. And then I have this little piece that I have scored, left a little 1/4 inch gusset there, and I'm just going to put a little bit of glue on that area. And I left the tip off. Let me run a pin through there and open it back up. Put it in there in a minute. Just a little bit of, oops. I'm going to have some ooze this time, I guarantee you. For that. Got it on my hands now. Anyway, we're going to push it back. Yeah, we want the short side. I had it right to start with. So we're going to ballpark it about center ways as best you can. And just push that into place. That's going to give us, oops. And I didn't hold on to it long enough, obviously. Put it right along that edge. Oh, come on, Bobby. Get it down there. There we go. There's my scoring bone folder. And you know what, I think I want to take a little off of that. I'm not real thrilled with that. I think it's too close to that, and I don't like that, so I'm going to take off 1/4 of an inch off of that. See, and I'm telling you, I'm just not sure of this glue. Not sure of it at all. Just came right off of there. So let's take off 1/4 inch and round it again. Let's see what I think of that. I still think it needs a little bit off. I'm going to take another 1/4 inch off of each end of it. I'm going to take 1/4 off of here. And 1/4 off of this end. I'll have to change my measurement on my cut list now, because that is no longer 4 1/4. It is now, where's my ruler? I lost my ruler. Oh, there it is. It is now 5 1/4. Okay, let's try this again. See, I've never had our glitter glue pull up like that. And that goes right here. Yeah, I like that better. Gives you more variation. I didn't corner round it yet, but I will. Let's hope it don't pull off this time. Let's round these corners. Let's score this again. Okay. Make sure it's going to stay on there this time. Should have done that beforehand, right? Better late than sorry. Okay, now we have a little flap on there. So then our little pocket will sit on here like this. And we'll have 1, 2, 3. And then it'll flip over like that. And we're going to have basically the same premise as on the front cover, only this time we're going to have a flap, and instead of one big pocket, we're going to have 2 little pockets. I thought that'd be really cute, something different. We'll have 2 little pockets side by side, like that. Something a little different. Okay, so let's ballpark this little booger, and we'll need another magnet for this. So that is going to be about like so. Let's glue this down. And the magnet. Where'd I put my magnets? I'm lost. Hello, magnets, where'd you go? Oh, there they are. Okay. A positive and a negative. So we want one on the back side of the flap. About like so. And that was positive. So we need negative now. Okay. So that will go on here. And then I won't add my design paper until, let me see, do I need to trim that anymore? I think it's going to be okay. Trying to make sure this doesn't hang over the edge. I might take just a hair off of that so that I can inset it just a teeny bit. Let me see. I think it's okay. I want to put design paper on here before I add these little guys. Okay? Alright, I will be back with you shortly. Okay guys, for making this hinge, your hinge piece is 5.5 by 2.5, and this is just an odd piece of scrap I had because I just wanted to show you, because I didn't have that in the tutorial, and I thought maybe I better. So if you'll put it in your scoreboard with the 2.5 at the top, you're going to score it 1/2, and then 3/4, 1 1/4, one 3/4, and 2. Okay, let's burnish on all these lines. This is a little bit different than what Tammy makes hers, but I felt like because this was such a small album, it was going to need that extra 1/4 inch to anchor it. Plus I'm using this new glue as well. So let's burnish all these score lines. Get my last one here. Okay, now these two in the center, see these 2 1/2 inches? You're going to pinch those together. And you're going to apply your glue to the back of one of those. Doesn't make any difference which one. I'm still using that new glue that Tammy sent me, that Barely Art glue. It takes a little bit longer to stick down than the Artisan. We're going to go back on the 1/4 inch again. I just like to reinforce it. Back on that 1/4 inch. Alright, now those are stuck pretty good. So we're going to take these 2 1/2 inches on each end and fold them towards the back. So let's put some glue on that. Oops. Fold it over. Burnish it down real good. Now take it back to the other side so we can fold this piece to the back. And just keep burnishing it so that it lays nice and flat. Put some glue up under here. that first piece I folded to the back wasn't stuck real good. This stuff takes longer than the Artisan, so I don't know. I just have mixed emotions about this glue. But I don't want to, you know. And there's your hinge. You have one page standing up and you have 1/4 inch on each side. Just gives you more room to anchor it down. And you do have that little bit of an edge right here showing, but that doesn't bother me at all. To me, that's fine. Okay, then on these, the 2 little pockets that we put here, these actually, I got glue stuck to me. I cut one piece of pattern paper to cover both, so it appeared to be one pocket, but then these small graphic 45 tags fit in here perfectly. So I cut 2 of those and just put the stripe on the front and white on the back. So that's going to go in there. Then I cut some other, let me put a cap on here real quick while I'm thinking about it. This little pocket, I think probably one of those graphic 45 tags would go in there too. Let me check it and see. I haven't tried it. But it's too tall. You'd have to cut it off a little bit. But you could do that and just round your corners. And Tammy does carry these tags. Okay, now this is a nice area for photos. This one here, let me stick something in it. I made some photo mats. I don't want to put red in that one. How about this one? This one is just one of the cut-aparts, and I put a sticker on the back, so that'll work good in there. More photo mats here. Then we have this pocket in the front, but this one just has sunny days on the back. And this one is a journaling spot with a photo on the back. You can put that in there. I have a photo mat on this one. And this is just one of the ephemera. I'm just going to lay it in here and let's see if it still catches, so that's fine. So let's go over here. And here's one we can put in there that looks good with that color. So that holds that down. And I got plenty others. More than I need. So I did this one on black with a photo mat. And I have this, it's another piece of ephemera. These 2. But I'm going to make another project, so I'll save these for something else because I have plenty of paper left to make another one. And I already know what I'm going to do with it, so I hope you'll stick around and watch it. That is the tutorial on this little project. I will be back with a walkthrough so that you can see it beforehand. And there you are. That's it, guys. I hope you enjoy it. I have plenty of ribbon here. I trim it off as I go. See how much I need to leave extra. Alright, thanks for watching, and I'll see you back soon. Bye.